Welcome back to the channel. I'm just Mopar Joe. Today I'm going to talk about the call-outs and who I'm racing at this year's No Name Nationals. Before I do that, let me show you what I got going on with the Barracuda. Since the last time you saw the car, I put on new front disc brakes. They look nice, everything's good. The car stops so much better. Moving to the rear of the car, I got my new drag slicks on. They're new to me anyway. And you'll notice my AED sticker here because AED sent me a promo carburetor just for the No Name Nationals. So I'm pretty sure I get to keep it. But yeah, they liked my other video of the AED on the dyno beating the 1050 Braswell. So they sent me one spec'd out specifically for this engine. I got a video coming out next week on all of what that is, and I'll show you some times and stuff. But I'm still bringing old reliable here. That way, in case I have an issue or I don't have time to finish getting it all tuned, I can throw him back on. So, as for call-outs, I don't know where to start. I guess I can talk about the guys from last year that I'm racing again. Ricky J. Ray.
Better quick pair of Mopars in.
We got to have us another bracket race. I think he wants to redeem himself from our race last year. Also, Jeff over at Two Hacks.
Last one I'm going to call out, JustMoparJoe. I like JustMoparJoe. He's got a really rowdy Barracuda. He's a bracket racer. It's a fast car. I talked to him a lot. Very nice guy. I want to race the Joe Bama Express Barracuda to see if I can put that thing on the trailer and just kind of hurt some feelings in a nice way. So Joe, what do you say? Let's go out there, let's throw down your Barracuda versus this bird.
That's his car that he calls Rowdy. He's also called me out and called out Brad from Poor Boy's Garage. Jeff's gonna have his 521 tunnel ram, I think it's a Mercury. And he wants to race my Barracuda, so that'll be a fun heads up deal. And talking about Brad, I think he wants some redemption from last year as well, when I took the old fish and beat his beat. Another good guy that I raced last year was Roland from Torque Race Productions. And he's got I believe around a 2000 model Camaro. And he's done some trickery with this deal and made this funky looking 8-into-1 header that runs like this over the top of the engine. And I think eventually he's going to hook that into a turbo, but for this year, he just got it dyno tuned with that. Took a bunch of weight out of the car, did other stuff, I have no idea what it is, and we're going to have us a heads up race at some point. Beyond that, Punisher Le Mans. Black Pontiac with a turbo LS in it. He ran last year, had a 5-speed in the car, and I think it puked the rear end out of it. So this year, or no, maybe it's transmission. This year he's got a turbo 400 for it, and he's just gotten it dialed in a day or two ago, up and running. So I'm not sure he's had very much test and tune time, so he'll have to do that in the track before we line up. But I absolutely look forward to that. That guy. I called up Dallas Brown. He's the owner of the AHRA, and he's going to have his Thunderbird there. I'd like to try to match race with Dallas with my Barracuda. I know his car runs somewhere low 6s, maybe even high 5s. I have no idea. And he'll probably destroy me at the racetrack, but I think it'll be a fun race. See the cars lined up. I'm sure there'll be more, several others out there. The 10.5 class, and that's what Ty I run on here. And if I don't end up racing him in that at some point, then we'll try to race separately from that. Another guy I didn't get to race last year, but I have to race this year, is Mark at Bigfoots and Mopars, because Mark has this giant B-body of a car called the Jack Pine Savage. It's a 67 Coronet RT with a stroker engine of some kind. So he's wanting to pick on my lightweight Barracuda here, although I think his car weighs less than 3,000 pounds with all the stuff done to it. So mostly old parts and rust. Has a Dick Landy Duster, and it's a 318 turbo car. So last year, I don't think he had it fully turned up. I want to say he swapped to some larger turbo now, and he's going to pour all the coals to it to try to outrun my Barracuda here. So he tried to call me out for the first round of 10.5 class, but I don't think it actually works that way. It kind of goes on a chip draw. So if we don't end up racing in 10.5, then I have to race Patrick at No Name Nationals. And we can't forget our friend, John Cope. He called me out with Mr. Haney in a call-out video specifically about my purple Barracuda. He's referred to me as, I think, Joe Obama and Pretty Boy and something else. I can't remember all the names. We're going to have a good time. And if we're bracket racing, I'm going to dial whatever he dials. So as we pull up to the lights, I'm going to have Drew right on the window, whatever John Cope dials. And that's what kind of bracket race we're going to have. Maybe we'll run heads up. I don't know. But it'll be a lot of fun. I will see y'all in Sikeston. I hope y'all follow along with our coverage of the No Name Nationals. I think John Wilburn, there'll be several others live streaming that. So if you check out his channel first or type in hashtag No Name Nationals live, there'll be a bunch of videos popping up between today or between Thursday night, Friday, Saturday. So be sure and check that out. The bracket race is Friday, I think around 1 p.m. So if you were to want to specifically follow along and see me win, lose, or draw in that, Friday around 1, it should be getting started if the weather complies and no one oils the track down. So anyway, I appreciate y'all watching. I'm sure there's somebody that I forgot out there, but I'm going to a race event to have a good time and race people. I appreciate y'all watching, and I'll catch you next time.